Hey everyone, so the latest Steam beta came out last night and it has a lot of really awesome features for Xbox and PlayStation 4 and analog stick controller users, particularly like analog sticks for camera movement. Let's take a look here. Bunch of new stuff for Steam input here, which is what they identify these updates with. So right now, if you want to use correct terminology, don't identify the Steam controller API as Steam input, because I've been told by a Valve employee that it's just called the Steam controller API still, and Steam input is just what they identify these updates with. So the first thing on this list, they added a new setting for enhancing small movement precision with mouse joystick mode. This allows for a fine-tuning of low-end movements so you can balance between fine grain control and minimum speed cutoff, resulting in a smoother response and less jumpy movement at slow speeds. It should be used in tandem with minimum X/Y output. This feature is enabled by default, but previous behavior can be restored by setting to the minimum value. So essentially you can dictate the speed of the analog stick with mouse speed when you map your analog stick to a mouse movement for like mouse camera. So instead of it being like really jumpy like it's always been ever since people were mapping mouse input for analog sticks in XPadder and beyond that, when they're trying to play like first person shooters or just games on their PC with like their analog stick controllers like Xbox controllers, PS3 controllers, etc. Now it's way easier to do that. It's way more fun. So if you have any controllers that have dual analog sticks or whatever, check this out. It is pretty awesome, as you can see here. They also added a custom curve setting to mouse joystick mode. This allows for compensation for game joystick response curves to more accurately dial in mouse joystick feel on a per game basis. So essentially, just like with enhanced small movement precision, both of these are going to make it a lot easier to use analog sticks as a mouse camera, or just for mouse control in general. Like, controlling your desktop is way easier now than ever before with these controllers. They fixed previous beta not saving autosave configurations in certain cases. They reworked the first time controller setup process for games without a recommended configuration provided by the publisher. We will now suggest the top community config if it meets the required confidence threshold. This is huge. Okay, so what this means is that if you just bought a game and you boot it up and oh yeah, it doesn't have a configuration, well normally you would be screwed, because you would essentially have to either make your own configuration or dive into the UI and try to find the community configurations that other people have made and try to shop for one yourself. Well, in this case, it's going to pick what the current system finds as the best configurations. Now, while a lot of people don't necessarily agree with the current system still, even after its major update that it received earlier this year, this is going to be a really big way for Valve to just test out the system and see how useful it really is. Hopefully that pays off, and hopefully it helps out people who are brand new to the system if you're using their controllers in games that need these configurations. They re-enabled layout definition of direct input controllers. The new interface uses the define layout button in the controller settings page. As you can see here, they added battery level indication for X input and PS4 controllers. When the battery is below 25%, a low battery indicator will show in the big picture main menu. Clicking this indicator will rumble or play an identify chime on the low battery controller. So I've been seeing this requested for the past several months, essentially ever since they introduced the support for the DualShock 4 controller way back in October, November, around there. People have been asking for this like non-stop ever since. I mean, like, I've been wanting it too, because it's really nice to see battery status for your controllers, and well, now we finally have that, and that's pretty awesome. And it's really cool too. Like, check it out here. Like, when you click this, it'll rumble for you. It's really cool. So they fixed a few bugs where controllers using X input could have rumble output swaps, where controller configs would be applied to the last used controller instead of the selected one. And they fixed a few missing text help strings. So essentially, okay, like I said in the start of this video, it's a lot more easy to use dual analog stick controllers with a Steam controller configurator, and for finding configurations too. So if some guy who owns like a PS4 controller or an Xbox 360 controller wants to like actually kick back on their couch and play like some Torchlight 2 or Planet Coaster, like, while it doesn't seem like the best solution compared to, you know, like the Steam controller or whatever, now they have a lot more options, and it's going to be a lot easier to actually play those games, because, well, now mouse movement is actually properly mappable on these analog sticks, which is huge. Like, I can't get over how big this is. I've been trying to do this for years. I mean, like, my use with controllers on the PC goes way back to 4 years ago when I was rocking XPadder, and I would just try to map every game that I normally played with my PS3 controllers. And, you know, my heart goes out, because now, like, people who don't have a Steam controller but want one, but have other controllers, can actually have a lot of fun with PC games that they have. I mean, you know, it's not going to be as accurate as a trackpad, but it's going to be pretty awesome, and well, it is pretty awesome because I'm playing footage from games that I mapped this feature to in the background of this video, and you can check it out here. Alright guys, well, that's it for this Steam Client Beta for June 28th. So I'll speak to you guys soon, as these controller updates keep on helping the Steam controller software get better and better.